So, what is net neutrality and why are people freaking out about maintaining it? Net neutrality is the premise that anyone with access to the internet should be able to access any public website at whatever speed their internet connection allows. It's the idea that internet providers should treat all forms of web traffic equally. Here's how things are right now. You pay your ISP for whatever speed internet you can afford. Your ISP sends you to Netflix at hopefully close to the speed that you pay for. Netflix uses its costly servers and costly media rights to give you streaming movies and TV shows for less than $10 a month. You pay your ISP and Netflix subscriptions and you get streaming entertainment to your heart's content. Same goes for YouTube and Hulu and every good site. Here's what our corporate telecom companies hope to have once they end net neutrality, and they are freaking working on it. You pay your ISP for whatever speed internet you can afford. Those who can afford to will pay a premium for priority access to websites with high streaming bandwidth, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, Wikipedia, everything good, etc. Your ISP sends you to Netflix, but unless you've purchased a premium package, your streaming speeds are way too slow to even tolerate. You either give in and pay for a more expensive package, or you don't watch Netflix anymore. Netflix loses customers who can't afford both a premium delivery package from their ISP and a subscription to their service. Only people with enough extra income to pay the premium will be able to access sites like YouTube, Wikipedia, hundreds of other valuable educational and entertainment websites with high bandwidth content. What's popular on the internet will quickly become controlled by who has the money, just like our current government structure. Okay, that last bullet point was an opinion, but it's definitely not an unpopular one. So why do our internet companies feel that they need even more money to provide us the content that we use every single day? Well, they believe it isn't right that they have to incur the cost of delivering the content of a website's service to their consumers. That's right. Our nation's internet service providers think it's unfair that they have to provide our internet service. If that sounds ridiculous to you, know that you are not alone. Not by a long shot. The push against the basic concept of net neutrality is coming from a very incredibly small portion of our population. You will be hard-pressed to find a single citizen who understands the definition of the term net neutrality tell you, yeah, I'd like to pay $50, $60 more for basic access to my favorite websites, just so long as my neighbor doesn't have it. Not even the strong American tradition of one-upping our neighbors is enough to turn the public against the basic concept of equal internet delivery. This isn't a socialist push. If you have more money and you've worked hard for it, then congratulations! You can already afford internet speeds dozens of times faster than mine. And good for you! We're still not even close to South Korean speeds, but you're certainly closer than I am. There's a spectrum that we often forget to think about when it comes to anything political. On one end is the communist ideology. The government gives everyone what it thinks they need, and the people do all the work they're told to do. It's terrible, it's not fun, it's soul-sucking communism. But on the other end, that's dictatorship, or monarchy, as we used to call it. A small court of self-important assholes decreeing what's right and what's wrong for a society they've never even had a chance to participate in. What's in between? Well, to the right of communism is socialism, and to the left of monarchy, oligarchy. That's us, buddy. A small group of wealthy and powerful individuals controlling legislative decisions with their power and wealth. That's not a hippie opinion. It's a fact that both sides actually agree on. That is, of course, excluding the politicians who benefit from this wealth and power. Why would they speak up? Democrats, Republican, Tea Partiers, Green Partiers, I don't care. They're all on the same payroll. And they're hoping we see them as victims instead of corrupt politicians. Yeah. No. The reason net neutrality is in question at all is because we have an oligarchy. And those few powerful companies are using their massive resources to outweigh true American opinion. But hey, why wouldn't we expect that? Investing millions into ensuring your business can increase its profits? That's just capitalism, which is a fine system when it utilizes proper checks and balances. Well, the checks are being written. What we lack is balances. If websites like YouTube and Netflix and Reddit and any website that has a large amount of content, which is basically all the good websites, if they fall under control of the wealthiest Americans, they will end up like our government. And the worst part is, when YouTube started, I got really excited personally because I realized that getting money out of politics is going to get a big push by facts like you don't have to pay to run campaign ads anymore. If you know someone that can make you a really good campaign ad, and if it's interesting and funny and enticing and people watch it and it goes viral, you have free marketing for your campaign. We can have people in office who didn't get bribed millions and millions of dollars from corporate interests, and they can actually win because people can actually see their message and know about them through websites like YouTube. If this happens, and it seriously might happen, we won't be able to do that anymore. That dream is going to disappear before I even get a chance to try it out. There are tons of other reasons why you probably even can think of some reasons why this could affect you. And honestly, it's going to affect all of us. So when you hear things like net neutrality and you're like, oh, it's some tech news thing, I'm not really sure, now you know that it's actually something that if you ever have a chance to say something about or do something about, please, you should do it, because it's not a favor for me. It's just the right thing to do. The only way to reverse this oligarchy situation that we have going on is to say no to things like this. No, we're not going to give you the power to do that stuff. We didn't give it to you in the first place. You kind of took it when we weren't looking. We're looking now. We need to pay attention, that's all. So I hope that helped you understand a little bit better what the concept of net neutrality is, what the arguments are. Comcast, Verizon, there's a lot of big name companies that we all kind of have to subscribe to be able to use YouTube and the internet. And they're going to really work hard on this. We need to work hard too. And that's not just an empty phrase. Every time you have a chance, talk to a politician, write them a letter. That's a lot more effective than an email, by the way. Calling them on the phone is even more effective than that. If you really feel strongly about this like I do, please understand it's not just a talking point. It's the future